What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another one for you guys today, and finally had some time to get this footage out for you guys here. But we were able to finish off the last and final node for our Surfer Breaker difficulty 4 with the use of Storm. And again, here just for reference, this is the roster before we go into the gameplay side of things. And if you guys have already seen some of my other videos, then this isn't going to be too much of a surprise, but of course as well, I like to show it so then you guys have it. Daredevil, tier 20, level 110, pretty much pushed as far as he can go outside of his purple ISO 8s. And again, I guess I could probably equip some of these pieces if I wanted to give him some extra stats, but we're saving those. We're saving those for Dark Dimension 9. So we don't use JJ here, so we won't really talk about JJ. Night Thrasher is the next one, level 110, also tier 20, and also got him maxed out as well in terms of the purple ISO 8. Just don't have him at 5, and as you guys will see here, I'm getting closer and closer to getting him on a 5-star unlock. So maybe potentially that will be the difference maker if I want to push higher on the leaderboards. Speedball, same thing, 4 stars, getting closer with the 5, also level 110, tier 20. And last but not least, for the Daring Warrior side of things, Eclipse. We've got her at 4 yellow, 3 red. We've got her as a healer ISO 8. I found that to be the best in terms of just keeping the health and the sustain. And last but not least, Storm, our newest arsenal. And of course, the very reason why we're doing this video in the first place, to see if she is the, if we're able to do all the Daring Warrior nodes with her in place of JJ. And despite the fact that she's only 3 stars, we are able to get it done here. And again, we've got the second level of her floor coming this week as well. So just make sure you guys are able to climb higher, and then hopefully get some more stars on her. And we should, I think, the second floor should allow us that 6 yellow, 6 red unlock, and that very well could potentially allow people to push even further and higher on the leaderboards. So I'm definitely stoked for that. We'll see what happens here when it does go live, but other than that, let's quickly jump into node number 10. And actually, it's kind of funny. I actually do this on my first attempt as well. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I guess I've just had some crazy RNG. It's not always the case here. It always takes me a couple tries. But yeah, in this one, we do get it done in the first shot. And also keep in mind, if you guys are thinking about using Storm, and you're thinking about who to sub out, Rage also does it with JJ instead of Daredevil. So we've kind of had a couple of chats over the weekend here, and he says JJ for him works better, and for myself, I find that Daredevil works better just because of the damage output. So of course, you want to make sure when you get to this node here, you want to make sure you get your characters at full health, because if they're not at full health, Blue Marvel is absolutely going to decimate them, and especially because of our low star levels, it's more important than anything. So we get off the special, so that way we can basically, we can survive the attacks, and then once Hank does his thing, we can allow ourselves to get the special up, so we can get some buffs back up to the group. Then we can throw the special here to get the counterattacks. And now that the counterattack is up, our Daredevil is going to be able to crit like a monster, just because of the his passive that allows him to 100% crit rate if he's got the counterattack. So hopefully nobody takes off his counterattack, and if they do, we can reset it to make sure. Once he does get to his turn again, and when he ults, it's absolutely gonna smash things up here, and this is the reason why we have it in the first place here. So again, as you guys will see here, we have Eclipse ready to go. We are just gonna save for ult here, because the one thing bad about not having JJ is you just gotta be very careful with your cooldowns. And we should get the Daredevil's turn now, throw the ult, and this should do a very, very good amount of damage here to Blue Marvel. And yeah, again, just take your time with it, build the cooldowns back up. Again, this particular run allowed me to push past my ceiling. I think I was only capped out about 4.5, 5 mil-ish before, 5 something, and then this allowed me to push beyond that just because of Storm. I was having some issues here with the damage outputs, and Storm has filled in that role very, very nicely in terms of providing a lot of extra damage here. So again, Daredevil takes out Blue Marvel. This is nice now. So now we've got the two Illuminatis and a Black Cat, and what we can do here is we can actually build some of our cooldowns, and this is kind of nice because they are kind of like they don't do as much damage, which is kind of nice for us. So we can kind of rebuild some cooldowns and get them ready for the next drop. The next drop is very, very important because it's got the Odin, and you want to be very careful as well because it's got the Hank Pym dropping with Odin, and he's going to be able to heal Odin. So actually, I tried a different strategy before, but we'll see. We'll see if I can explain it here. When he drops, when a character drops below, I think it's 50% health. Hank's passive kicks in and he heals them up, and of course as well he does that for Odin. So in this particular example, what we try to do is we try to take out Hank before the Odin can heal himself back up, and then we can take out the Odin quickly here. And because we have Daredevil and Storm, they also do so much damage together versus JJ wasn't really much of a damage dealer. So this is nice in this case where we are able to take advantage of the extra damage. Now, do keep in mind these guys still pack a punch here because these characters are like, oh my god, they're super strong. But nonetheless, we have healer ISO 8s on Eclipse to kind of help sustain some of the heals. I've just noticed that because of my low star levels, it's kind of the way it goes. We're gonna have to just pivot a little bit. Excuse me. And again, I think with my particular characters being at 4 stars and whatnot, this may be the ceiling or the limit that my account can take anyways, at least for the time being, until we get our we get our improved version of Storm, more stars on her, and of course as well if we're able to get some more shards on both Night Thrasher and on Speedball, just to kind of help us out. Eclipse is unfortunately going to be locked at the 4 for a bit because we have to bring up Champions and Winter Guard, and I'm not I just don't have the resources for that. I could do it, but it would just severely deplete my supply, and we've already got all the stars that we want for Surfer Breaker, and again, I don't know if it's worth it for that investment, but that's just my personal preference, and I'm sure people will try to push for the highest for the diamonds and for the passives. I will not be partaking in that, but we'll see what we can do here in terms of our 4-star accounts or 4-star characters, and yeah, if we can stay within, I think, the top 2,500 or whatever, we can get a 6 red unlock, which I think in my case here would be very, very nice, and that's a very good consolation. I think top 5,000 is actually 5 red as well. So they did something similar with the Blastar and the Quasar trials early on when they did the Age of Annihilus. So this is similar suit, and again, I will say right now that I've been playing these Scourges throughout the entire week here, and I've got to say they've been a lot of fun. It's been very nice to actually pick up the game, and whether it's a Danger Room or it's the Mighty Tower, it's been nice knowing that there's quite a bit of content. And actually, I was even just thinking to myself here that I was like, oh man, I can't forget about Cosmic Crucible too. And then yeah, it's been kind of I think the direction they're headed right now is in a good state here. So we'll see how it goes. So the Odin drops here. You want to time it. I guess I was blabbing on and on and on, but you want to time it so that when he does drop, you want to make sure Daredevil's, if you see his speed bar there, it's quite filled up close to his turn. So you always want to make sure Daredevil will always go right after Night Thrasher. So this works out great. We can throw the slow here, which unfortunately the slow actually doesn't land, which is kind of funny. But nonetheless, you'll see that Hank is kind of low on health, which is great. This is that situation where I was talking about, where if you're able to take out Hank before Odin drops below 50%, in an ideal world, this would allow you the ability to take him out before he triggers, and then of course as well, Odin wouldn't get the top off of health. So right there, Hank heals up because his health dropped below, I think, 50%. Correct me if I'm wrong here, if I'm not familiar with that, with that particular passive, but hopefully it makes sense. And then again, once we get down to low health, we aim directly for Hank, and because of how our crits are with Daredevil's counterattack, he is able to quickly take care of Hank. And now we don't have to worry too much about Odin topping off as well. we throw the stun here just because, not because he's going to stay stunned, but because when he does it, I think he applies some bleeds as well and some damage. So we're going right for the Odin. And of course as well, like I said, it's good to kind of take care of him now while he's got all these negatives. And if just focusing all the damage and gunning him down here before he does his basic would be sweet. So again, he does his little Odin passive, which is fine. We save the ultimate here. The ultimate clears all battlefield effects. This is the reason why we didn't use it. So it clears the battlefield effect so that he's not chaining and using his assists on us. And now they pretty much got the sealed deal on him. As you guys can kind of see here, pretty low health on my side of things. And you can basically just use Daredevil and you can basic him to death. And that's kind of it. That's kind of the hardest part about this node. Just getting rid of the Odin. First, you got to survive the onslaught of Blue Marvel. And then once you get to the next wave drop, I would say that you would be in solid shape. I don't know if there's anything else other than, yeah, just you can pretty much, at this point, just make sure you take care of the stragglers. I try to go for Null. Null's kind of the next scariest one right after Odin. And yeah, you just want to make sure he's not gonna be taking off your negatives and all that other stuff. And you know, he's got darkness as well, which by the way also gets cleared when Night Thrasher uses his I think it was his. Does he clear it? Or maybe it's Eclipse that clears it. Excuse me. I always forget who is doing what there because it is quite a new team. And yeah, just focus on Null, get him down. And like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna do any more runs, but hopefully this helps you guys out if you guys are looking to see if Storm is gonna be worthy or not to add to your arsenal, and of course as well as a suitable replacement for JJ. As I already said, my boy Rage, he actually didn't like the Daredevil variation, so he had JJ instead of Daredevil, and it seemed to work for him. So everyone's account's different. Certain characters may work, certain characters may not. We do have very similar rosters, but of course as well, he's got a bit more he's got more stars on his Daring Warriors, so that may be the difference there. And I just found that the damage from Daredevil was way too good to skip out on, especially because of the fact he is one of the top damage dealers in the game, and his DPS is definitely not. It's definitely not. You know, like I said, it's not. You definitely feel it. It's impactful, especially against these kind of monsters in this node. Now, having said that, if you guys are curious about nodes 2 and 6, I'll attach the link in the description so you guys can have a look at it as well. But yes, Mighty Storm does work for all 3 nodes, 2, 6, and 10, and it has allowed me to push through the ceiling of where I was on the leaderboards. That's not to say, you know, like I'm gonna stay there for the entire duration of the event. Obviously, as people are playing, they're going to be pushing higher and higher and higher, but I have played this quite a bit here, and of course as well, I will be taking a little bit of a breather. I think this is as far as I can go in terms of actual climbing, so to speak, at least for now, just because of how I am with my you know, my limited stars. And yes, we do have them at G20 though, which is nice, and of course level 110, but nonetheless, we can only get so far because of the fact that if we attack on those additional mods, we just can't get around how much damage everybody does. And the damage mods are the ones that I think would be the next ones to go for, but lots of damage, and unfortunately my characters have really crappy low health due to the low stars. So that is kind of the case there. As you guys can kind of see here, we pushed past our 5.2 mil. Yeah, we got that during the course of this run. And now we've hit that ceiling, and we've gotten ourselves in a new spot for the leaderboard. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions or concerns with this. Other than that, guys, I hope this is helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one.